Hey, Tids, how you doing? Well, come on in, and happy Friday. Started a tiny bit early. Mostly because I want to make sure that I've got all my sound settings sorted, seeing as we've got a new jukebox now. So, please do let me know if you can hear the music, and if it's too quiet or too loud. Bad Brain has reared its head again. Oh no, I'm so sorry to hear that. Also, Bad Brain as a single word makes me think
there.
like barbarian, like Bad Brain the Barbarian. Music is audible. A-OK volume. Fabulous. Hey there, Goomba, how you doing? Welcome on in. Happy Friday. Like, I'd like to think that Bad Brain the Barbarian is like a really shit barbarian as well. Because we can defeat Bad Brain the Barbarian. And I know I said I was gonna do the white base coat for this off stream, but the only day I could have done that was yesterday. And I very severely lost track of time yesterday. So the beginning of this stream is just going to be me doing this base coat and chatting with you all. Which is super exciting. It's like watching paint dry, but with friends. Yeah, exactly. I mean, I like to think that we've got slightly better music here than when you're just watching paint dry. On that note, as the alert at the top of the screen says, we have a new jukebox now. It should mean that the audio quality is better, just sort of generally. I've just seen the state of my hair underneath my headphones. Oh god, I look a mess today. Forgive me. um, so for the princely sum of a single bar token, in the channel points menu, you can request whatever song you like. So I am going to test it works by requesting the traditional Friday happy hour song. Also means I get to test how good the search function on this is. There we go. Worked perfectly. And we've got a nice little bit of in-channel RP from Squig there as well. So we'll find out if it actually works in a second. But yeah, so this is how you request your jukebox tracks now, just through the channel points menu, using your channel points. So you'll always be able to see if you've got enough bar tokens. Now, this is the little V version, not the original version, but you know what? I think that works just fine. Okay, Porthos, I get the message. I'm just wrecking the place now. Come on. Come up. Come on then. Oof. Keep going. There you go. There you go. It's the boy. The boy is here. Thank you very much, Goomba, for testing that it works. The boy. Hey, Kian, how you doing? Oh, actually, I've just thought as well. Let's get a shout out for Tids. Oh. Goomba, do you stream through your own channel? Because I know you are often on Rube's channel, but I think you stream on your own channel as well, don't you? Just hang out with Rue now. Used to a long while back. Ah, that may be what confused me there.
Hello there.
Hello, Hans. How you doing? Welcome on in. I won't do a Twitch shout out for you then, Goomba, but if you're not following Goomba on Twitter and you are a user of Twitter, I highly recommend. Very, very talented bean. And just generally lovely to talk to as well. Oh, you bugger. Longfang, thank you very much for the raid. Hello, Longfang. Hello, raiders. I hope you're all well. Tids has beat me to it with the shout out there, so thank you, Tids. How did the rest of your stream go, Longfang? I'm sorry I couldn't stick around till the end. I was thoroughly enjoying watching you bomb about in Lupin's Fiat. And I am totally going to steal that idea and get my own little yellow Fiat. Oh, thank you very much, Mod Hell, for the treat for me. I will just put some paint on my palette and then I will do that. I've been trying really, really hard. No, sweetheart, you can't have these, they'll make you poorly. So, from the bag of treats for me. Hey guys, how you doing? Welcome on in. I have selected a straub. Straubs are one of my favourite sweets. I really like strawberry flavoured stuff anyway, but I like the texture of straubs as well. Like, they're chewy but not rubbery, if you know what I mean. They're so good they are. Made it back out of Blighttown and happily grind boring undead again. Glad to hear it, guys. I genuinely don't mind Blighttown. Like, I like the design and everything. Yeah, you do, Tidge. I love Sweet Punks' stuff. Like, I know it's just pick and mix, but you know, they're a good bunch. And they're surprisingly active on social media for what is essentially a sweet shop. Like, every time I tag them in something, they respond. It's cheaper than pick and mix. That's very true. And you don't have to go outside to get it.
Hello there.
Hi, Carv, how you doing? Can we please get a shout out for Carvisco? Very, very talented pixel artist. The creator of the Hobbytam avatar that is on my gaming streams and will eventually be making their way over to this layout as well. I am very slowly doing a little bit of an overhaul of the stream layouts. Obviously the jukebox has changed now. That was the first thing to change, but we're going to be updating some other bits and bobs as well to make things a little bit more cohesive for you folks and a little bit easier for me to maintain from the sort of I know how you folks are going to take this, but there is literally no other way for me to phrase it. Easier for me to maintain from the back end. Hello, DMAC, how you doing, mate? And thank you for putting that in the jukebox, you shite. It's actually on this playlist that's playing at the minute. Tactfully says nothing. I'm proud of you. That must have taken a lot of willpower, Tids. I'm proud of you. No worries, Carv. I hope everything's okay. But yeah, if you're not following Carv, you really, really should. His art is so good. It's so pretty. And he gives people tips. Like, if you give him some like pixel art, he will give you some tips on how you can improve. And he will talk about like different artistic theories that help with the creation of different pixel art pieces as well. And it's really fascinating. Like, every day is a school day with Carv, and I love that. You know what I'm like about stuff like that. I love to learn. Makes one of us. Oh, Tids. This is probably one of my favourite, like, synthwave tracks. Like, I wouldn't say it's necessarily pure synthwave. It's very, very synthy, but it's definitely one of my favourite tracks that falls into that genre. And I think Slow is probably sick of hearing it at this point because I listen to it a lot. Just so much to love about it. Oh, now folks are here, I will reiterate something I said before. Sorry for being quiet, I was trying to get surf in the Safari Zone. Kian, you never need to apologise for not being chatty in this stream. We love our lurkers just as much as we love our chatters. And getting surf in the Safari Zone is hard. I hope you have been successful. Um, yeah, nobody that is here feel like you need to chat. You don't have to. Like, if you do chat or you put something in the jukebox, I will say hello to you, but you you don't have to talk. If you just want to chill out and watch me painting a squig white, um, and like, you know, just listen to the music and vibe, that's totally fine. Yeah. So I was supposed to do the white base coat before the stream, but I have close enough, D. Close enough. Um, but yeah, I only had yesterday when I could have done this because obviously I was streaming on Wednesday. And I spent all of yesterday evening doing things that were not painting this squig. Oh,
Hello
for
there.
those wondering why I insulted DMAC for putting this very good track into the jukebox, welcome back, Calf. It's because a little fucker sent me this song. Well, no, he played it in a stream that we were both watching and then mentioned it to me afterwards. And I haven't been able to get it out of my fucking head since. I've got a habit of doing that. In fact, it's been so rooted in my head that I know most of the words to it now. Which doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're listening to it and it's running around in your head while you're doing other stuff, is a thing. Blame DreamHack, not me. No, I'm blaming you. I'm blaming you. Oh, that's got to be on Spotify somewhere. Let me see if I can find it for you, Sinister. Also, hello, Sinister. Spent like an hour. Oh, excuse me, Spotify. Excuse me, Porthos. Writing down. House rules for Shadowrun. Ah, so many damn skills, yeah. Lurking is what I do most of the time, and that's perfectly reasonable, Rust. That's what you're happy doing. That's what you're happy doing. Oh, Glitter Wolf, lovely. Okay, I have the ink spots. Share, copy sampling. Ah, you found it, Sinister. Fabulous. You beat me to it. Oh, Wicked Hands. Best of luck. I am out tomorrow. Actually, I'll talk about that in a moment. Once I'm actually going to bring up the queue. If I can. So I can keep an eye on if any of the requests don't go through. It's looking okay at the moment. Porthos is just, like, moping. Or he was, and now he's trying to stop me from using my mouse. Super helpful little mate. There we go. Sorted. Okay. Let's get back on with the Squig. Right, so I am out tomorrow. I'm going to Nottingham for the day. I am very excited about it. I'm really looking forward to it, because I am meeting up with some friends. Who I've not seen in a while. But I don't know what time I'll be home. Like, Nottingham's not that far from me, so it's not going to be a long journey. Yes, Buff. Spotify only now. But you can, if you don't have Spotify, type the name of the song and the name of the artist into the request box. I'm looking at setting it up so that... Oh, you big baby. Also, I don't think I've said hello to you yet, Buff, so just in case I haven't, hello, Buff, how you doing? Hi, Mum. Thank you for the hydrate. I am going to drip water all over the dog because I'm still using the leaky cup. Sorry, Porthos. You are a soggy dog now. Actually, that has leaked all over my desk as well. I'm going to put it back on the floor like I did last time because that's bad. Oh boy, that's everywhere. I will get some painting done tonight, I promise. Oh boy. I really, really need to get one of the other cups cleaned. What I'd really like to do, and haven't been able to get the new jukebox to accept yet, is have it so that it actually says who's walking over to the jukebox rather than just saying a patron. One day. One day we'll get there. So, yeah, I don't know what time I'll be back. I don't know if I'll be too knackered to stream. I really want to stream because I want to do some more Ghostwire with you all because I'm really, really enjoying it. Like, it cannot be overstated how much fun I'm having streaming Ghostwire for you all. It really can't. But if I'm too tired, I'm too tired, and I need to prioritize my well-being. Oh, jeez. Buff, thank you so much for paying forward the gift sub that you got from my mum to Hans the Dragon. That's so lovely of you. Thank you very much. And I don't know if I've said hello to you either, Mod Hell, so just in case I haven't, hello. Can someone put a Sabaton track on the jukebox, please? Anything in particular? Oh, thank you, Torpor. I hope you're doing well today. I am really intrigued as to why you've asked for Sabaton, Mum.
Thanks for your firm but realistic vote of confidence.
Cypher! Thank you very much for
Hello
being
there.
subscribed. for 12 months, a whole year. Thank you for your firm but realistic vote of confidence, as Sam said. Thank you very, very much. Yeah, I'm just, like, you're at Grandma's. I'm surprised that you'd be requesting something like Sabaton, that's all. Okay. While I'm working on the base coat, because we've still got a little way to go. Oh my god, sneaker pimps! I've not listened to them in yonks. Eagle-eyed viewers will have noticed that there are two images on the right-hand side of the screen where the Pasanka was before, with two different patterns on. She can't hear the stream. Ah, fair. Oh, of course, she's still having hearing trouble, isn't she? It sounds like I'm being horrible when I laugh about my grandmother having hearing problems, but I'm laughing because of the amusing conversations it has resulted in, rather than laughing at my grandmother's suffering. It's very much one of those comedy skits that you'd see. What? You know? Like, I've witnessed that in real time, and it amuses me. Gives me a little chuckle. Hello
there.
Yeah, so hello Christian, how you doing? What's the new Squig project? Oh, funnily enough, I was just talking about that. So now that the Pasanka Squig is done, managed to get her into Meatloaf. Very true, though Meatloaf is very different from Sabaton.
Hello there.
I am going to hold our little Squig friend by the hand. I'm going to take them by the hand and paint the rest of them. Yeah, there are two different images kind of overlaid on each other in the right hand side of the screen. And I know it's very, very difficult at a small scale to tell what's going on there. But what we've got is two different pieces of Ukrainian-made fabric, two different purposes, but with two very traditional Ukrainian sort of designs on them. On the left, we've got a scarf with roses and leaves. And on the right, we've got a tea towel with thank you for the moth rebuff. With some traditional geometric print, which is quite common on Ukrainian clothing. If anybody has seen Ukraine's entry for this year's Eurovision Song Contest, you'll have seen a lot of those kind of markings because they use them both for the backdrop and they're present on the clothing of the actual performers. Getting down, bub. Bye-bye. Now, I can either try and incorporate both patterns into our Squig friend here, or I can do just one of them. I can't decide which one to do. I think the geometric pattern is more recognisable as something from Ukraine. However, the scarf is special because the scarf is my mother's. And it is something that was bought for her, if I am not mistaken. Mum, please correct me if I'm wrong here. By her father, who was Ukrainian. He moved to England when he was 13 during the war. and was here ever since. So the flower pattern is special because it has sentimental value for one of my viewers, and because it has significance to me as a person. But the other pattern is, like I say, more recognisable. So, lovely folks, what do you think I should do? Do you think I should try and do both? Do you think I should do the geometric pattern? Or do you think I should do the scarf? My wayward package has been salvaged, so I'm now eagerly anticipating the next Snipe and Wig mailbag. Oh, fabulous, Modhell. I'm glad that they managed to sort that out. Problems with postage just seem to be rife at the moment. I have ice cream. What kind of ice cream do you have? You know the rules here. If you're going to tell us you've got food, you've got to tell us more about it. At the very least, I want to live vicariously through you. There are some bits of this that I shouldn't have painted white, and that's okay. We'll sort that out later. Oh, Cypher, thank you for the treat for me. So I've just said thank you for the treat for me. Porthos has heard thank you and treat and gone, a treat for me? And is now eagerly awaiting a treat. Dairy milk caramel. Ooh, nice. Define sort out. Sniper received it, but Parcel Force still lists it as undeliverable, insufficient. What? What? That's daft. The treat for me, thank you, Cypher, is a fishy. Tasty red fishy. Thank you, Cypher and Modhell, for the treats for Porthos. I'm going to stop chewing so that you can hear him crunch. Hopefully the microphone picked that up. Ha! A red herring for your taste buds, indeed. Fabulous. Hobby Necron has a segmented tail. The segments are alternating Iron Warriors and Stormhost Silver. Awesome! It is I, the Hirsute Mechanical Man. Hello, Cyborg. How you doing? Welcome on in. Yeah, it's very odd to me that it had trouble with the ink spots, but it seems to be okay at searching for like partial matches on song titles. I mean, I tried it with a Nightmare of You song just to make sure that it didn't require you to be 100% accurate. For those that don't know, Nightmare of You generally have extremely complicated song titles, because they're from that point in music's history when having complicated long song titles was the in thing. By that I mean my teenage years when emo was popular. Doing rather well for someone who has been up since 4 AM. Oh gosh, Elise Baroness of Tea, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Trying to think what else I need to talk about. Oh, I was going to tell you folks about Yellow Trash Panda. Yellow. Or were you referring to the little dancing yellow trash panda, who is quite yellow? I mean, either way, still works. Either works, really. Yeah, yeah. So I am just going to tell you folks what I'm plotting. At the minute, as you will have probably guessed, I have two completely different overlays set up. Ooh, squigs. Yes, I have many squigs. I think I'm going to have to do like a Squig Parade at some point of all the squigs that have been painted on stream. I think that might be quite fun. Just like a look back over all the squigs that have joined the sanctuary. So yeah, I have two completely separate overlays at the moment, which is a bit of a faff. And what I'd like to do is turn them into a single overlay. And as the kind of bar theme has always been there, and I'd like to keep it, I want to update the overlays so that everything feels a little bit more cohesive, and we keep the bar theme like we have here, because I really like this, but it meshes better with the gaming layout as well. It's going to take me a while to figure out how I want to do that, because I built this layout by myself from scratch. Just like Photoshopping a weekend of intense puzzling, for want of a better description, is the source of this layout. I did all the signs myself. Like the Be Right Back screen and everything like that. I got a brick wall stock image, and that's the only thing that wasn't just made by me. So giving that up is going to be difficult, because I'm quite attached to the amount of work I put into it, the amount of effort. And I think it looks quite pretty, considering I've never done anything like that before. But it's been 2 years, and it is additional effort to maintain it. So, yeah. The Retro Raccoon is gonna have some renovations. I guess is the best way to put it. And it may mean that I have to take a week off at some point so that I can get everything finalised without having to squeeze it in between streams. We'll see. But I want this channel and the streams that are on it to be the best they can be for you folks. I wouldn't still be doing this if it hadn't been for you lovely folks. I've said before, I started this so that folks have got somewhere to go and just like chill and have some virtual company during the lockdowns. And I only kept doing it because you kept coming back. Which still bemuses me and humbles me every time I think about it, for the record. But you've shown me so much care, so much support, so much love while I've been doing this. In so many different ways. And I just want this to be the best it can be. I want you to really get your money and your time's worth out of these streams, you know? So if I can improve them, and if I can make it so that they're easier for me to run, which means that I can start doing more interesting things with them, then that's exactly what I'll do. Like, you never know, maybe if I can cut down the amount of stream admin I need to do, I could free up some time for us to have a community night on the Discord, or something like that. And it may not be every week, because I have a day job, and, like, friends and a family. But we could totally, like, do a movie night or something once a month. Come back? You assume I don't spend the time you're offline just sitting here staring at a blank offline screen. How daring of you. Fair, Modhale, though I'd hope that you don't just sit here staring at a blank offline screen. For one thing, I've got a proper little offline screen. And for another thing, there are so many wonderful streamers in this community that you could be watching when I'm offline. Longfang, for example. Hans, Tids. Oh, now there's a thing. I can't see who put things in the jukebox anymore. But I'm guessing that this was Hans. This is usually Hans. It's only the Danabeth. That's not true at all, Cypher. Oh, you know who I've not given a shout out to? Who is also a very bloody good streamer, and you should all be following if you're not already. I don't know if he's still there. He might have disappeared. Okay, the white base coat is coming along quite nicely now. Still needs some more layers in some places. I'm not being too precious about getting it perfect, because no point. Kind merciful and no mercy in Nick. I know. I don't expect mercy from you, mate. If you showed me any mercy, I'd know you didn't respect me. Hello, Destroyer. Can we get a shout out for Destroyer as well? See, this is what I'm talking about. So many wonderful streamers in this community. So it's not completely free to use, Elise. You pay with channel points. It is 1 bar token, aka 1 channel point, to request a song in the jukebox. Simply type in the name of the artist and the track that you want into the redemption box, and TechSquig will do its best. Not too bad at all, destroying yourself. So the one thing I'm really liking about this new jukebox is that we've just listened to Concerning Hobbits, and now we've got something considerably louder and more upbeat. And guess what? I didn't have to fuck around with the volume. It's great. Love it. No, Elise. I used to say nothing too shitposty, but that was when we had access to YouTube. As this is all done through Spotify, the likelihood of you being able to find something that is horrendously shitposty is, I'm not going to say minimal, but minimalized. But yeah, nothing horrendously shitposty. Other than that, no, go nuts. We have no restrictions on genre, language. This is a mature content stream. I swear like a sailor, so explicit language is also not an issue. You underestimate my knowledge of shitpost music. It depends. Like, the thing was, people could put like continuous loops of particularly annoying theme tunes or stuff like that on that was very memey stuff. I don't mind like parody songs and comedic music. It's just like I can't think of an example off the top of my head, but the stuff that is just, yeah, like no 15 hours of Nyan Cat, stuff like that, exactly. Like, you know, one go round of Nyan Cat, sure, but oh, for fuck's sake, Porthos. Fine. Just this once, I'm gonna let you have the blanket. There you go. That's what you want, isn't it? That's on the floor now. That's fine. D-Mac, don't make me unmod you. I don't want to have to do that. But yeah, we've had some wonderful streams where we've been talking about a specific thing. Holy shit! Hey, Graph! Thank you for being subscribed for 2 years. That's sobering. Like, I know I was just talking about how I've been doing this for a couple of years now, but to have had subscribers that long is still... Heck. Strike me down, make an example of me. I will if you don't behave yourself. The rules go for the mods just as much as they do for everybody else. But I don't want to put you on the naughty step, you see. See, the thing is, Destroyer, I think he's just flexing because he beats me at every game we play. So now he's testing me to see if he can beat me in my own stream. Oh yeah, at least definitely. I know this song is a Tony Hawk game song. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, that wasn't good. Okay, my finger locked then. It's not a good start. So we're making progress on the base coat. What are people thinking about the pattern? I know Cypher, I believe, said do the geometric pattern. But I don't think I saw anybody else respond. So, what do we think? I am entrusting this Squig's design to you folks. Speaking of Tony Hawk music, yeah? By all means, go for it.
We don't make mistakes. We have happy accidents.
Got me on edge. I can imagine Mod Hail. Oh, bless you. Seriously, if he keeps harassing you, just tell Colts. Let Colts deal with him. Because they've already dealt with the complaint. It's over as far as they're concerned. If he continues to chase you and say shit to you on a public forum like that, then he needs to have his account removed. Fuck him. The way he's treated you is completely unacceptable. It's no fucking wonder they're not getting any business and not doing any business if that's the way they treat people. I was reading it whilst I was at work, what you've been putting on Twitter, and I was just so angry on your behalf. So rude. So unprofessional. And you've been nothing but lovely. That was exactly how I felt, Cyborg, reading it. And I know that's not what you were talking about, but that was how I felt. Modhale, would you mind popping your thread into the chat if you're feeling able to? For those that haven't seen. A little bit on the lip there, not done. That's still drying.
Hello there.
Oops. Missed that entire bit. Oopsie. That's fine. Would you mind popping your Twitter thread into the chat? For anyone that's not seen what's been going on. Get in there slowly. I guess we sort of are, Elise. A lot of these folks that are here today have been here for quite a while. And we all chat in other people's streams as well. But I want this to be a little safe haven for folks. And
Hello
new
there.
folks are always welcome. As long as you're not an arsehole, you're more than welcome here. And I know I've seen you in Longfang streams. I'm pretty sure I've seen you in Snipe and Whip streams as well. So you're definitely not an arsehole. Every community has to have one arsehole, D, and we're blessed with you. Don't worry, you can stay. And really, we could do a lot worse, couldn't we? Hello, Sarabi, how you doing? I'm your extra player stream page. Fucking dweeb. Oh shit. Okay. Turning the squig round is becoming difficult now. I'm trying really hard not to touch any of the bits I've painted. I don't want to knock the paint off. This isn't like the blue squig. You're noticeable now. Started playing WoW again. Oh no. Oh no. Welcome back. Right. Okay. Gonna put Squig Friend down for a moment. I recognise the song so bad, but I cannot place it. It is the opening theme from Black Lagoon. It's called Red Faction. It's by a group called Mel. Well, I say group. Artist? Artist called Mel. What am I doing? Why am I here? What have I picked the thing up for? Ah, that's what I've picked the thing up for. How does one do this? Ah, I think I know how I do this. Mel with 2 L's. D-Mac, you smart ass. Thank you, Cypher.
You serious?
There we go. This is what I want. Okay. We have got a 3-minute poll for which pattern you can vote. And if you are desperate to see a particular thing win, you can also pay channel points or bits to add additional votes. And hopefully, if I get my arse in gear, the base coat should be done by the time the poll finishes.
Genuine enthusiasm.
Oh heck. Renmomo.pog. Oh, renmomo.pog. Ah, clever. Like it. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome on in. Fuck, bit of Fallout Boy. I don't know who's put this in, but nice choice. Yeah, I tried my best. Yeah, me too. Yeah, welcome on in. Happy Friday. I hope you're doing well. Snipe the anime. That's Black Lagoon you're talking about there, clearly. Black Lagoon is fucking amazing. It really is. It's such a good series. A bit much if you're sensitive to certain subjects, but it's a really good show. Really, really good show. It's a very God can't do all the work vibe. Yeah, it really does. I'm trying to think about other shows that came out around the same time. Isn't the manga still going? Maybe. Maybe. The scarf won. Wow. Okay, that's amazing. I did not know that was going to work as well as it did. The scarf, the roses pattern, won with 51% of the vote, 264 votes, because certain member of our community contributed a fuck ton of channel points to making sure that happened. The towel geometric pattern came second with 47% of the vote, 242 votes. And a bit of both came dead last with 2% of the vote. My finger hurts from voting, thank you. Sorry. Well, you got what you wanted though, right?
Hello there.
Damn you. Still suffering from post-exam high. Well, that's good. I take it you feel it went well, which is great. I know exam stress can be so fucking awful and debilitating. And I'm really glad that it doesn't seem to have affected your performance in the exam. I'm pretty sure I've told this story before, but one of the exams I had to do for my degree, those that don't know, I did a forensic science and criminology degree, which will explain, sort of, what I am about to say. One of the exams I had to do was to sit as an expert witness on a mock trial. And I was so anxious about it. Like, I was fucking terrified because we did it in like a proper courthouse room. The room was designed for the law students to do their exams in, their practical exams. And the forensics lecturers managed to bag it for a couple of days for the forensic students to do their exams in. And we had to, like, go into this room in full suit and stuff. Oh, the song you requested. Ah, fair enough, Ren. Am I okay to call you Ren? Yeah, so we had to go in full, like, business attire, suit and tie, as if we were actually going into a trial. And one of the lecturers, who was the sweetest man, so lovely, and I got on really well with him because he did the shoe print analysis lecture, and fair enough, Ren. Someone literally calls me Mr. or Mrs. Pog. Fair enough. Yeah, I'll call you Ren then, as you don't mind that, and it's nice and easy for me to say. Yeah, he was the sweetest guy, and we got on really, really well because we had similar interests. And I used to wear etnies when I was at uni because they were comfy. And when we did the shoe print analysis lecture, he was just like, "Oh my god, etnies! I love these. They're so easy to identify." And we had a chat about shoes, but not in the, like, traditional sense. And it was really nice. But he was cross-examining me for my exam, and he tore into me, and I completely lost my train of thought, and, like, I was borderline tears. I got out of the exam, I just burst into tears and went home. Exclamation mark Discord should give you the link to the Discord, Ren. I will warn anybody that is thinking about joining the Discord that because of a spate of bot accounts that joined the Discord a couple of months back and posted all sorts of horrible stuff, we've really locked down the security on it, so you have to do one of the like recapture, prove you're a human things to get in, just because that's the only way we can make sure we're keeping all the bots out. The bot's awaiting human verification. Ah, I see. Yeah, it should have sent you a message asking you to verify, like to complete the capture. Once you've done that, it'll let you in. No worries. Yeah, it's just a little security thing, because obviously we've got some sensitive stuff on there as well. Because we've got a little space for people to vent about stuff that's going on in their lives. So we want to keep that as safe as possible. And unfortunately, there's very little we can do through Discord itself to provide that kind of protection. It's a momentary pain in the arse for enhanced security down the line. I have no idea, Elise. It could be one of those situations where, obviously, I'm a member of the LGBTQIA community. There are a number of us here who are also part of that community. So it could have been something to do with that. It could have just been that one person that got their account caught was puppeted. Yeah, there's a number of reasons. It's just one of those things, but to stop it ever happening again, we basically locked things down. May seem a little extreme, but I'd rather folks feel safe. Okay, I think we're about there with the base coat, because I'm getting to the point now where I'm just going to start damaging it by holding the poor thing. Sounds worth it for less hassle. Exactly. I think it's personally very reasonable. I'm glad you feel that way. I always worry that because not many servers do things like that, folks are going to be like, oh, why have you done that? That's really annoying. You know? Right. So, roses. Roses, roses, roses. It is a lovely scarf. So I've just realised that my little tip jar fills up with not just tips, but if you're using emotes and stuff like that, it puts them in there as well. And because there's an emote attached to the jukebox command, the tip jar is just full of tiny little disco porthosses now. Which is just great. It's a party in a cup. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Cyborg. There's very little I can do about that, unfortunately. Because it's, the name of the plant. But I am sorry that the name of such a lovely flower has that effect on you, and why it does as well. That really sucks. Punching the camera. So, that is a very good question, Elise. I am not part of any gits. I mean, I suppose if I was gonna be, I'd probably go Bad Moons. But I paint squigs and nothing else. Whenever I get a kit that's got goblins or orcs in it, I just does gits. Yeah, exactly. I give them away. Normally the goblins go to Wib, because you know he always needs more goblins. But I run Old Zogwart Squig Sanctuary, so it's just squigs, and you know a couple of gobbos for the purposes of looking after the squigs. None of whom have been painted yet because I care more about painting the squigs. I've become somewhat of a squig historian, I guess, through my research and my hunting, because I collect squigs. Goblins are objectively the best race, not just in Warhammer, just in any media. Yeah, that's fair. Hey, Podlord, how you doing? Welcome on in. Okay, so we've got... We'll have some of that as well. We alert Hobby when new squigs are revealed. Yeah, you do. I get so many messages when there's a new squig announcement, and I love it. Don't have any. Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. A squigstorian. Yes, indeed. Oh no, this one's blocked. That's fine.
Hello there.
Yes, I have painted some AOS squigs. Hang on. I mean, technically, well, that's pointless. Okay, blockage is still there. This is a problem. Going to drill bit it. Give me a second, folks. Hey, Soul, how you doing? Yes, technically the one I'm painting at the moment is an AOS squig. Because it's one of the Mangler squigs. Most of the squigs I've painted, in fact, technically AOS. Or fantasy, seeing as some of them are quite old. I've got a few of them on my desk at the moment, so I will show you. Getting a little bit of a Squig Parade, everyone. So this is from the 2019 AOS Squig box set. This was an Old Zogwart's Curse request for DMAC, who wanted the Penitent one from Blasphemous as a Squig. Just paint whatever I can get my hands on. Hey, that's fair, Ren. Like, I started out with a couple of squigs and just decided I wanted to collect them. This is the Globe Nommer, who is a 1995, I want to say, cave squig. Painted up as a pre-heresy world eater. That was requested by Torpor for Lizzie Lies, if I'm not mistaken. The 4th best Legion. This is a 90s squig hopper. As a tabby slime from Slime Rancher. This was done for Rustbot, I think. Seeing how good my memory is here with these. This is the closest thing to a 40k squig I've done. This is a Wargame exclusive squig. Squig, painted as a Sharkticon, which was requested by Geistertans for Wib, and is probably one of my favourite Squigs that I've painted. More recent, we've got Non-Binary Pride Squig from the Mollog's Mob set. So this is a 2019-2020 AOS Squig. Not really into Warhammer as a game, but I like the lore. I've not played very much Warhammer at all, Ren. I've played maybe 3 games in my entire career. I'm more of a painter. Okie dokie, DMAC. Well, thank you for being here. It's been lovely to have you. Enjoy PUBG. And I'll talk to you later. And you know what? As a parting gift, let's give you another shout out. YouTube links do not work anymore, Podlord. It's got to be a Spotify link or the name of the artist and track. You absolute git, DMAC. Thank you for adding more music to the jukebox, though. No worries, Podlord. Yeah, it's going to be a bit of an adjustment period for the folks that are used to the jukebox being the way it used to be. But we'll get there. I am hoping that I can set it up as a song request command again in the future, like it used to be, but it doesn't work like that at the moment. Put this into the jukebox for Longfang. Oh, bless you, Cyborg. Okay. Wish I could play something other than Warhammer, but alas, it's the only game that's played. I know exactly how you feel there, Ren. I'll show you. There we go. So I've got Malifaux, I've got Infinity. All of this here is Relic Knights, which I know no one who plays, which is why it's all still in its box. I've got Dungeons and Doggies. All of this is Kingdom Death. I've got all this shit and no one to play it with. So I know exactly how you feel there, Ren. It fucking sucks. But at the same time, I really like just painting stuff. So I can, I can enjoy that. Oh my god, Dungeons and Doggies. Yeah, I will paint some of the Dungeons and Doggies stuff on stream at some point. I've also got Cats and Catacombs, which is the D&D, the Dungeons and Doggies cat version, and I've got more stuff for that coming at some point, because I just really like the miniatures. They're so cute and so much fun. Like, both equally so. 50% paint. Yeah, that's fair, Ren. Well, I hope you can find some folks to play things other than Warhammer with soon. I mean, if there's anybody here that's local to you, I'm sure they'd be more than happy to.
Genuine enthusiasm.
Bulwark Jim, thank you very much for the follow. Is it Bulwark or Bullock? I've never known how to pronounce that properly. Because it's like, Southwark in London is Southwark, not Southwark. Bulwark. Thank you very much, Cyborg. Have any of you DM'd? I have DM'd. And I may be DMing again at some point in the not too distant future for a group of new players. Cyborg knows. Cool. Do you prefer Bulwark or Jim? Bulwark. Huh. And we'll go with a little bit of that as well. Actually, no, we've got that on there already, don't we? It's the pet we haven't got on there. Bips for everyone. Oh, thank you very much, Pudlord. I've DM'd and trained DMs. Awesome, Cypher. I didn't know you trained DMs. Cypher is apparently a very, very good DM. There's a few of Cypher's players in chat tonight, and I've heard some wonderful stories about the stuff they get up to. Yeah, we've got some DMs, we've got some players of varying levels of experience in this community as well, which has always made me very, very happy, because I prefer the term victims. Oh, Cypher, what are we gonna do? Yeah, it's always made me very happy, because I didn't get into RPing until quite late, because I didn't have anybody around me that was into it, and I didn't feel like I'd really got any way to break into that environment. The closest I'd got was playing Hero Quest with my mum and dad at the weekends when I was a kid. And now, because obviously the net wasn't really as much of a thing when I was a kid, now, if I want to RP with somebody, I could be RPing with somebody that's in the States, I could be RPing with someone in Germany, you know? Because we've got the internet, and we've got a little place where we can find each other.
Anyone who says otherwise is wrong.
Really should play Hero Quest now I have it. You should, Cypher. Hero Quest is great. I am a big lover of Hero Quest. Oh, again, we've got new people in tonight, so apologies to the folks that have heard me say this like 15 million times. Oh, farts are the best. Oh, bless you. Hey, Fart Bubbler, how you doing? You will not see me watering down my Warhammer Citadel paints, because they are pre-thinned using Liquitex Flow Aid, so that I can keep them in dropper bottles. As a result, you'll see me not doing the traditional 2 thin coats, in terms of thinning it out, because it's already thin enough to paint with. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put some highlights onto the white base before I start painting the pattern. Because then we'll paint over the pattern and we'll put some highlights on the pattern once it's done. But we don't want the base coat to be flat. We're not going to put any shadows on until it's all painted, because I'll probably do those with a wash. What's this? What have I missed? Get around to getting a VTuber model. Ah, I see. Yeah, they are quite expensive. I mean, the rigging alone is very, very expensive from what I understand, but it's, you know, it's for good reason. Not a fan of 2D models. Ah, fair enough. I was going to say, there's a couple of artists that I follow that do really nice 2D art. Obviously, Carve is an amazing artist if you want something that's pixel art. But there's also Caps Mystic, aka Natsuman, who is a very, very talented 2D artist. Does some amazing like stream layout stuff. Oh, we've got to hydrate. Give me a moment. But if you're looking for something that is 3D, then I'm afraid my knowledge of artists in that sphere is much more limited. So I assume the stuff we put in the Discord area is for end of stream. Discord area. So I will show you. Thank you for the hydrate, Cypher. And the posture check. I'll do these first, and then I will show you what I mean. Oh, okay. So. I can't talk during the Be Right Back screen, but you should have seen on the right-hand side there was a scrolling image slide. Rocket, new jukebox, you can't use the song request command anymore. So what you have to do is you have to go to the channel points menu and use jukebox request to request your song. So I have to do it manually because the bot that I had installed doesn't work anymore. But if you put things into the Happy Hour Showcase channel, I will manually add them into the showcase for the next stream. And I generally leave them there for a couple of weeks, and then I remove them, unless it's like a fan art or something like that, and then it just stays forever. I want to write something for Homebrew Worlds, but I'm out of ideas. You're most welcome, Ren. I don't know. That's a good one, at least. I'm not sure. Do we have any advice or suggestions in chat? Oh my god, Kian, that sounds harrowing. Another update on Hobby Necron. Oh, let's have a look. I don't normally check these kind of things. Oh, wow. That teal colour's gorgeous, hands. Very nicely painted. Well done. That looks really, really nice. Yeah, they both work. Both links work. That's really, really good. Lovely job, mate. Well done. Very excited to see how that turns out when it's all finished. See, that's something that, as long as Hans is okay with it, will remain in the showcase forever and a day. Actually, I'm going to take a moment to talk about that. A couple of you now have done like miniatures themed around me or characters for the from the streams, and the fact that you're willing to put the time into modifying these little plastic or metal friends and doing that so that they're like a version of me is so fucking flattering. Like, I genuinely don't know how to process it. It's so sweet. And I appreciate that you do that. Like, even if it's not even if it's not something that you're sending to me, if you're just making it for yourself and it's part of your army or just on display somewhere, the fact that you've done that at all is just super sweet. And yeah, so thank you for thinking of me when there's all these other amazing people out there. It's very sweet. And I'm trying not to cry now, because I am a fucking sap and don't deal with this shit very well. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Oh, if this was put in as a it's a meme, it's gonna be shit posting. I really like this song, so it didn't work. I'm there with the Numa Numa guy. Joke's on you, that's my kink! I need to start using that line. Really fucking do. Is it a meme? Never heard of it before. Oh, you young'uns. It's just a really chipper song. It's probably not very chipper. Yes, I'm being old again. I like how the person that's putting that into chat tonight is older than me. I see you, Cypher. I see you deflecting. Okie dokie, Cypher. You have fun dadding. It's been lovely to have you here, in spite of you mocking me for my age. Take care. Let's steal their youth. Yes. I grew up watching MASH and The Rifleman. I am also 22. Fucking hell, you're younger than me too. I am almost positive that you're older than me, Cypher. "22 is basically age." Don't say that, Elise! I'll crumble into dust live on stream. I'm sure your mum and I are of a similar age. Very possibly, Torpor. It's fine. Oh, I had a really nice conversation with my boss yesterday. So my boss is...
Hello there.
My boss is nerdy. Hey RNG, how you doing? Welcome on in. Okie dokie, Ren, you enjoy your drink. Yeah, so my boss is very nerdy. And we have very similar approaches to things, so we get on well. But she's not into the whole streaming thing. She doesn't really know much about it, but she wants to know more. Like, she wants to learn about it, and she's really intrigued by it. So she was asking me all these questions about how it works, and like, she understands that I've got a give treats to Porthos button, and she loves that. But yeah, it was really nice just talking to her. I was talking to her about you lot, basically, and how sweet you are and how wholesome the community is, and she was asking me why you folks watch me, and I was just like, oh, I don't fucking know. No, in all seriousness, I was telling her that, you know, sometimes you watch because you just want somewhere to chill out for a bit. Sometimes you want to have a chat. Sometimes you're watching what I'm playing because you kind of want to buy it yourself, but you don't know if you will like it. You know. But yeah, I was talking about you with no small amount of pride. Followed on Instagram. Oh heck. Yeah, I'm not very active on my Insta. I really should get better at posting after Hobby Happy Hour. Like I used to post after every single happy hour, an update on Instagram of how I was getting on with whichever miniature I was painting at the time, and it's really fallen off lately. I've just not done it. I keep forgetting. No amount of pride except for Cyborg. No, I am proud and honoured by the presence of all of you. Like I am proud of how wonderful this community is and how much you support each other. Like I know I'm not very active on the Discord. I'm not very active on any Discord these days. It's just too much like hard work. I'm getting old, you see. But I may not say much there, but I do keep an eye on what's going on. And you know, I see you folks supporting each other. I see you folks sharing your creative endeavors and talking to each other about the things that you love. And it's just so lovely to see you doing that. And I am very, very proud that we've got this lovely little community that is like that. It's great. It's hard work keeping up all the medias. I just wanted to see if there was more squigs. There is many more squigs. There is always more squigs. Hang on a minute. You know what I might do? Like, I might stop painting this squig for a moment and just show you folks some of the squigs. Like, we've already had a little bit of a Squig Parade, but there we go. Like, we're getting there with the highlights. I've still got things other than the spines to highlight, but just having the highlights on the spines is really making a difference. I know it's not particularly clear on camera, because, you know, white balance, but it is really making a difference. I'm really pleased with how it's looking. Okay, so I can't show you any of the ones in the cabinet, but what I can probably do, if I go back to this screen. Indeed, Model. Okay, you see that shelf? That's all squigs. Different ages, different generations. Let's see if we can get a little closer. There you go. That's all the squigs I haven't painted yet. Down here, where my butt is, unfortunately, you can just sort of see a little hill. Inside that hill, there is a cave, and inside that cave, there are several painted squigs which I cannot get to because my arse is in the way. And that's all the other miniatures that I've painted. Really, I barely painted anything before I started streaming, and then streaming for you folks has pushed me to want to paint more, and it's pushed me to finish miniatures that I never would have finished otherwise, which is nice. Right, so that's the bit that I need that camera for. Then we've got the squigs that I've actually got nearby. A little bit, Jim, a little bit. I am trying to procure the one Squig that I'm missing from the original run of Squigs, which is Squig number 3 from the Tyrannid Squig set, from back when Squigs weren't actually an orc thing, when they were Tyrannid genetic experiments back in the late 80s, I want to say. Rogue Trader. But then we've got my painted Squigs. So this is Kamataskwig, who is a 95-ish cave Squig, who has been very heavily modified to look like Kamatakun from Shin Squigzilla. So he's got the boggle eyes, he's got the little frills, he's got little tiny arms, and gills that he didn't have before. And that's all green stuff and little bits of like brass etch. And I know he looks absolutely fucking horrifying, but I kind of love him. He's one of my favourites because he just looks so silly and so gross. Then there's his partner piece, Shin Squigzilla, who glows under a black light. He glows blue under a black light, which I can't show you on stream, I don't think, because it generally doesn't show up particularly clearly. Let me find out. Yeah, because it's probably a bit too well lit, but oh no, you can sort of see it, look. So that's Shin Squigzilla. And again, he's got little arms that he didn't have before. He's another cave Squig from the same family as the first one. He's got some little frills that weren't there before. He's got the little addition on the end of his tail. And obviously he's been painted with UV reactive paint so that he glows. I showed off the non-binary Pride Squig earlier, but they're here, so it doesn't look like it did. Let's have a look. No, it did not, Kian. So give me a moment, and I'll. Oh, I left Magic the Gathering open. Oopsie, that was silly of me, wasn't it? I will add that in for you. Add to queue. There we go. I have added it to the queue for you, Kian. So your bar token has not gone to waste. So I showed the Penitent Squig off already tonight, but that's the Penitent Squig. And Globenommer, World Eater Squig, who I've also showed off tonight. This one hasn't been shown off at all because it's not finished. This is a Porthos Squig, so when it's all done, it's going to be as close of a representation to Porthos as I can get in Squig form. This is a 3D printed Squig Hound that was sent to me by Shocked Spartan. It's a lovely little bean. Who haven't I shown off tonight? I've not shown this one off. So, this little friend is special. Music stopped. Chris is... There we go. Don't know why it did that. Excuse me a second. Just sorting the jukebox out. There we go. So, this little friend is special because this is another 3D printed Squig that was sent in to me by Shock Spartan. Unfortunately, he was not fully cured when he was sent to me, and he was sent during a heat wave. So the squig exploded in my display cabinet before he'd been painted. And I spent 3 hours one night while I was watching one of Longfang's streams, carefully piecing him back together. Unfortunately, his feet didn't survive. They were completely irreparable. And I wanted this little friend to have the best life that he could at the Squig Sanctuary. So I got one of my bits of Epic that I've got in a box. Melty resin squig, yeah. Got one of the little orc trucks out of my Epic box. And I made him a little mobility truck so that he can still run around just as much as any other squig, just in a slightly different way. Because differently abled pets are still great pets, and we should still love them. Just because they need a little bit of extra care doesn't make them any less lovable. But yeah, so I love this little guy because he's been through a lot, and look how happy he is now. He's living his best life. So I love him to bits. I think I've actually put this one on Instagram, but as Hans has pointed it out, and it's not quite finished yet, this is Hans the Squiggin. So Hans sent me a loon boss on Cave Squig, and I bought some wings of an appropriate size to make it into a flying squig. And I think he looks pretty fab. I'm quite pleased with him. But what I've got to do still is make a little jet of flame to come out of his mouth, which I'll be making out of tinfoil and green stuff, and then paint that up to look all nice and flamey. And then I've got to finish the base off. Dazzle Squig. No, I haven't shown off Dazzle Squig because Dazzle Squig's in the cabinet. This is Kamataskwig, who is the squig that I finished on Wednesday. This was an old Zogwart's Curse request from Nikki Gothbunny. Pasanka is a Ukrainian Easter egg. Right, I'll tell you what, I'll just get the other squigs out. And then I'll show you my favourite squig that I haven't painted yet. I think it's just these three that are in here at the moment. Yeah, pretty sure. Because the rest of them are up there. So, we'll start with Bob the Destroyer and his magnificent chrome bottom. So this is Bob. He was named by a viewer. And basically what happened was I got some chrome paint. Thank you, Pudlord. I got some chrome paint from Green Stuff World and went, I need to try this on a squig. Which squig is going to be the best to chrome? And I chromed this one up, and then realised, as I was getting round to chroming the back of him, that he'd got a very well-defined bottom. And his shiny chrome buns have been the subject of much discussion. But I like Bob, he's cool. This is Mags. Now, some people would say this isn't a squig. I would say it is. This is a mushling. Or a snot room. Which is very, very early. Oh, geez, this is a really long track. Just gonna skip that. Oh, that's interesting. Have I somehow ended up with 2 copies of Spotify running? Certainly seems that way. Oh dear. Very odd. Thank you, Sol. Yeah, something's gone on. Hmm. Give me a second, folks. There is some oddness happening. And I think I know what it is. Very interesting. Yeah, there we go.
Hello there.
Hello, I am Oddness. Thank you, Cyborg. No, that was a... There we go. So, the media request that is built into Stream Elements decided it wanted to start playing over the top of Spotify, which you wouldn't have been able to hear because all of that's been killed off at your end, but I could hear it and was getting very, very confused at the fact that I'd got two different tracks playing at the same time. These are the kind of things that you have to iron out in the early days of a new jukebox. And this is part of the reason that I'm just like, I need to try and make things a bit more streamlined. So, as I was saying, this is a mushling. I think it's a mushling. I always get mushlings and snot rooms mixed up. Might be a snot room. I called it Mags. It's decorated to look like a magpie ink cap, which are very, very cool bioluminescent mushrooms that you can find in like on the forest floor in certain regions of the world. I think that's mostly stateside. Don't even hear the Spotify track. It's quite a quiet one. Can everybody else hear it now? Like, can you hear the music? I did ask earlier on if the music was loud enough. If it's not loud enough, please do let me know and I'll increase the volume. Yeah. This one was a nice, fun one to paint, and because it's such an odd shape as well, you can hear it, but it's quiet. Okay, turn it up a little bit. I'm always very, very cautious about just like blowing everybody's eardrums out. You don't need to say that it's the band, whether it's the band name or not, Hans. You just need to artist and track name will get you what you need. Much better. There we go. Okay, and it's not too loud for me talking over it? That is the name of the song. Okay. What's the band? I'm confused. Sorry, with you putting band on it, I was very, very confused there. It's good. Cool. And the last one, which I believe it was Tids asked about. It was indeed. This was the first squig I painted. This is Dazzle. Painted with Dazzle camo. Black and pink. This was a request for a Tids themed squig. It's got a little gas mask. And its eyes glow in the dark. I'm actually quite proud of this one because doing the Dazzle camo was quite difficult. And I think it's come out quite well. And I like the shading on it as well. This is probably one of the better shaded squigs I've done. Yeah, I like it. It doesn't matter either way, Hans. Band under the weight. Really? Oh, that's a... Fair enough, Hans. Sorry, I completely misunderstood with it saying band in it. I was just like, you don't need to tell it that that's the band. It just seemed a bit weird. Daz is my favourite. Yeah, that's fair. Dazzle Squig is really cool. I like them all, though. All of my squigs are lovely. And I don't mean that in a, oh, I painted them so they're great kind of way, but, like, each of them has their own unique little character. Including this one, who I haven't shown off tonight. It's my Ukrainian flag squig. Which is a request from my mother. But yeah, each of them has their own unique little character, and I feel like we can make up lore for them as well. I got no confirmation message. Yeah, I didn't see anything. I don't know if having the colon in the track name has like made it kick off or It's okay. This is, like I said, teething issues. We're gonna have this for a little bit while I figure things out, while I don't know if this is running anymore. I think it might have closed. That might be the problem. Let's find out. Right, the app is definitely running. Did my Zogwarts curse come through? I don't think it did. Hang on. Like, I didn't hear an alert. Unless it was a channel point one in which... Boris Karloff, Frankenstein's Monster Squig. Oh my god, that's an amazing idea. I love it. Yeah, sure thing. I really, really need to get the alert sorted out for the channel point redemption for Old Zogwarts Curse. Because I keep forgetting to do it, and then this happens. Thank you for alerting me to that, Grox. Very, very sorry that I didn't see it before. Boris Karloff, Frank. I'll go Frankie. I don't know what that means. Grox. That's a really cool idea, and I will look forward to getting to that one, because for the record, the list is quite long. I think I've currently got it set to 1 redemption per stream, purely because I can't get through them fast enough. Especially with how big these 2 squigs are. They were literally a gargantuan project and have taken me a lot longer than any other squig has to paint. I mean, the Globenommer took me 1 stream to paint. Right, I was going to show you my favourite squig that I have yet to paint, and that I am terrified to paint, and then I'm going to go back to painting the Ukrainian scarf squig. Ah yes, the official theme of DMAC. Is it? I mean, sure. Soon, soon, I will old Zogwart soon, oh no. This is my favourite squig that I own. Bring him really close to the camera. That's as close as I can bring him without him going fuzzy. This is Neeble. He is the first squig. And I know you folks have probably heard this all before, but I do love talking about Neeble. He's made of lead. He is a character from the early days of Games Workshop when they did before they did White Dwarf. When it was, I think it was just called like Warhammer Magazine or something like that back then, in the 80s, in the early 80s when GW first started out. They had a little comic strip in their magazine about the adventures of Gobbledygook the Goblin, who's like a caveman goblin, and his faithful pet, Neeble. Neeble has never been called a squig, because he came out long before the squigs were actually a thing. He's even older than Rogue Trader squigs, which, as we've already discussed, have a completely different history to the squigs that we know and love today. And he's tiny. I was very, very lucky. Neeble is normally very hard to get hold of, but somebody was selling Gobbledygook and Neeble together on eBay for a fucking steal, and I went, I am never going to get this chance again. I am buying that. And I managed to get the 2 of them together as a pair for less than you would normally pay for Gobbledygook on his own. Will this one be a standalone squig or part of some other squig? I genuinely don't know what to do with Neeble. because he's so small. But at the same time, he's so important to the history of Squigs that White Dwarf started in 1977 or so that Squig is not older than White Dwarf. Oh, okay, so I got my dates wrong. This is from pre-White Dwarf when it wasn't White Dwarf, Torpor. I'm just really bad at dates. Time is an illusion. Squig time doubly so. Yeah, I genuinely don't know what to do with him. I want to do something special with him, but at the same time, I know he's so tiny that he'd disappear into anything. Back when it was Black Elf. Oh my god, Cyborg, no! Terrible joke. Shame on you. No, I think it was just called Warhammer Magazine or something like that back then. I genuinely can't remember. Obviously, I wasn't around then, so... because I'm not that old. Yeah, Nebel is an important part of Squig history, and deserves a certain amount of reverence, in my opinion, as a result. I am actually just going to water this down a little bit now. Because I don't want it to be too thick with what I'm doing right now. Okie dokie, Longfang, you take care, and let's have another shout out for you as well. Yeah, if you're not already following Longfang, which I'm pretty sure most, if not all of you are, you really should. His streams are really fun, really chill, nice to hang out in, and he's a very knowledgeable fellow as well. You can learn lots of interesting things about all sorts of stuff from him. Same instant. Haha! See, the thing there, Tids, is you had to type it out. I've got a button to do it for me, so technically you still win. You had to do more work to make that happen than I did. What time is it? Oh, it's 8 o'clock. I should probably finish up, actually. We've had a couple of diversions from what I was originally planning to do today, and I know part of that's down to me having to fuck about with the jukebox. And I am sorry about that, but I hope folks are okay with the new jukebox. Yeah. And what I'm going to start doing as well, because this is obviously playing through the Spotify queue on my Spotify account, any tracks that don't play on the stream that they're requested, I will dump into a playlist ready for next stream. So your requests won't get eaten because I listen to music a lot of the time. Oh, really, Hans? Let's have a look. Oh, that's fab. I'm really loving the way this is coming along, Hans. And thank you for keeping us updated on it, too. You're a very good painter. Much better than I am. Oh, for those that are new to the channel as well, I am not a professional painter. I am an enthusiastic amateur at best. And I am well aware of that and very comfortable with that. I paint because I enjoy doing it. And I paint on stream because it gives me an opportunity to experiment with new techniques and share those experiments with other people so that they can learn the ways not to do things when things go horribly wrong, but also so that folks out there that want to paint but are kind of daunted by the idea because most of the people on like Twitter and Instagram are heavy metal standard. Like, if they're feeling daunted by it, I'm here to remind them that it doesn't really matter what anyone else is doing. If you're having fun, that's what matters. I very much take the Mr. Rogers approach. If you're doing the thing that you want to do and you're having a good time doing it, then you've won. Oh no, I've got pink paint on my thumb and I've transferred it onto the squig. See, this is why having a base you can put them on is good, because you don't end up doing that. I mean, I can cover that up when I'm painting the decorations on, so it's not so bad. But still, oopsie. Perfect music for this speech. Indeed. Yeah. If you enjoy painting, it doesn't matter the skill level at which you're doing it. As long as you're having fun and you're happy. Never judge a fish by how well it can climb a tree. A lot of the people you see on Instagram and Twitter have been painting for years, if not decades. They've had a lot of time to build up those skills. And once they probably painted at the same level as I do. Once they've probably painted a lot worse than I do. And that's fine. We're at different points in our journeys. And you are at a different point in your journey. And that goes for other kinds of hobby as well. If you're a writer or a traditional artist, if you're a pixel artist, we all start somewhere and we all progress from there. Ah, there we go. Yeah, so it must have been the colon throwing it off, Hans, which is weird. I will refund you the bar token that didn't take after the stream. Go on then, Cyborg. I like this. This is good. Have you ever played The Extraordinary Adventures of Baron Munchausen? I've heard of it. I don't know why I've heard of it, but I have heard of it. Could you enlighten us, please, Cyborg? Like, it's bugging me that the name is so familiar to me, but I just can't think what it is. Now holding the squig very gently so that I don't rub any more paint off. Terry Gilliam made a movie of the same name. The game is based off the movie. The game involves telling tall tales and adapting when under scrutiny. Oh, that sounds really fun. And yeah, I think it's probably the film that I recognise the name from then. Oh yeah, didn't it have Johnny Depp in it? Vaguely remember an advert for it. Had Uma Thurman and Robin Williams in it. Oh, okay. I might be wrong. The name is very familiar. But the game sounds fun. I'm guessing your suggestion was that we play that on stream. Maybe thinking of Fear. No, I'm definitely not thinking of Fear and Loathing. I know Fear and Loathing all too well. I've seen Fear and Loathing. Like the stories about Hunter S. Thompson, and Johnny Depp hanging out are seared into my brain. Not in a bad way. Just, you know. You know what I'm like for movie production trivia. And, well, Fear and Loathing is one of those films that I have movie production trivia about. Okay, so I'm gonna just very quickly highlight the lip. And the jaw. Oops. Went a bit outside of the line I was putting there, but never mind. Searing stories, yes, indeed. Next to Fight Club, I read Fear and Loathing once a year. Really, Cyborg? Ah, neat. I try really hard not to reread the same books too much, because I've got so many books that I've never read. And I know if I keep going back to the books that I love and rereading them, I'll never, ever finish my backlog. I say that, I'm currently rereading Ring, but then again, it's been a decade since I've read that, and I'm really enjoying revisiting a horror story that I love, you know? Well, I say a horror story, it's not really a horror story. It's actually an amateur detective story that has a horror element to it. Of course I love it, it's about amateur detectives. Gonna use some of the less watered down white, just like on the, I guess what you'd call the apple of the cheek. So that's really shiny. I'll bring him a little closer. I think he's a bit blurry at the moment for you folks. Okay. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do with the eyes is I'm going to make this one just like pure white. I'll do that now. And the other one will actually have like colour to it. So this one's essentially blind in one eye. There we go. We'll come in full circle, which means I'll be finishing up soon. We're getting round to where I started. Last couple of brush strokes. Don't need to put any there because that's going to be pink. Go. There we go. And I think that'll do for the base. Got a decent amount of highlighting on there, so it's not flat. And then next week we can start painting the flowers on. I don't think that's too bad of a run for the evening, considering I hadn't got the base coats finished before the stream started, as I'd intended. Yeah. Looking forward to little Squig friend being more done. Tidy everything. everything up. Right. So. Just notice we've got the same song twice in the queue. So I'm just going to delete that. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay. It looks like there's a selection of folks whose requests haven't actually gone through. So what I'm going to do after the stream finishes is refund the ones where it couldn't find the track or where you had to put it in twice, and for the others I will manually add in your song requests. Don't know why it's done that. It's so odd. It's like the request function just crashed at some point during the stream and I didn't notice, probably. So we'll get there. Like I said, teething problems. I'm not going to stress about it. I'm just going to fix it. It's not what happens to us, it's how we respond to it that's important. Okay. Right. Massive thank you everyone for coming along tonight. I hope you've had a good time, and again, welcome to all the wonderful new faces we've had. I hope to see you again soon. I hope you've had a good enough time that you want to come back. I might be live tomorrow at 10 PM UK time. Cyborg, I will be selecting from my list of followed channels who we're going to raid. If you want to guide the raid, you can do so by spending your channel points. Though I will say this much, I was planning on raiding Sam anyway. But yeah, for future reference, if you do want to guide the raid, there's a channel point redemption for you to be able to do that. Right. Yeah, I will hopefully be back tomorrow evening, 10 PM UK time, playing some more Ghostwire Tokyo for you all. But I will post on Twitter if I am just too tired from Nottingham to be able to do that. If I am too tired to be able to do that, then I will be back on Sunday with some more Batman: The Enemy Within at 12 PM UK time. Yeah. That's all the admin shit out of the way. So, let's raid Sam Random. Sam Random is a lovely little kobold of a streamer. Very friendly, very wholesome community. Very, very knowledgeable librarian is our Sam. Well worth a follow if you aren't already. So let's all pile in and go show Sam some Friday night love. And as my other mods have had 2 shout-outs this stream, let's get an extra shout-out in there for Tids, who is also a very good streamer and well worth a watch. Right. So I think that's everything for tonight. God, that reminds me to fix Blatherme, so sorry, Tids. So, thank you for joining me for Hobby Happy Hour tonight. Happy Friday, everybody. And as always, until I see you next, take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Wash your fucking hands. And have a great weekend, everybody, however you're spending it. Bye-bye.